Hey friend, I am back. Excuse the close-up and the AC units. I just wanted to show you my vertical garden, and it's on the side of my house towards the back of my house. So let me show you what I have. And oh, before I move on, I planted these seeds on July 1st. So it's been 1 full month of growth. I started them in peat pods and I actually really like them. Kelly Kim recommended those, and she also recommends these smart pots, and I am really loving them. I haven't tried anything else because I'm fairly new. So if you're new to my channel, I'm a brand new gardener. Thank you for clicking the play button. Thank you for clicking the red button to subscribe. And let me just take you to a tour, on a tour. Okay, so these are 1 month old exactly, and I truly believe that hardening outside, planting outside in the direct sun, these get full sun, probably from 10 in the morning all the way, and right now it's about 6 o'clock in the evening and they still have sun. So I didn't start these inside. These were started outside in peat pods, and I will put a link of the ones that I use on Amazon. And here we go. So this is a marigold, and this is the same tomato that I have there. It's kind of a jungle now, which is gonna pretty much go away soon, I think. They're gonna be replaced by these. I should have started these sooner. So I forgot what it's called, but it's I think if I would have planted 2 months after I planted these, I think I would have had tomatoes from these already, but it's okay. There are 3 tomatoes here, which I'm about to take one off and keep the one in the center because I've made that mistake before with tomatoes. If you notice over here, let me see. This one has 2. I left them and it's like a mess. Like, this is a mess, I think. It produced so many tomatoes and I love it. Let me show you another one over here, and I kept this one in a small pot. So 2 tomato plants. It didn't produce much and it's always been this slim. I haven't pruned much of it, so I will take that 2 tomatoes out and leave 1 single tomato. And this is a 10-gallon pot. The difference between these 2, that is a 5-gallon and that is a 10-gallon. This is a cucumber, and it is just taking off, and this is, let's see, this is a straight 8. My favorite so far, obviously I haven't tried different varieties, is this one, the Muncher. I have this one over here, show you. This one has this type of cucumber, and I love it. It's delicious and it's produced so much. This is one plant I did do a little bit of pruning because it was getting a little bit of leaf mold and some aphids. So I've sprayed this one and it looks like it's doing well. But little story on this one real quick is, if you look at that stem, whoops, sorry, it's bent. I grew this one inside in a cup and it bent, and it stayed alive. I kept it, and then somehow it just grew like there was no issues, and it's produced so much. So I love it so much. So obviously I'm growing another one, and I think I can grow 2 in 1. So I'm leaving the second one there just to experiment. This one, I love this experiment. This is a cut from one of these, and this is a Marglobe tomato. So I just snapped a piece that I was gonna pretty much just prune off, and I decided to stick it in a mason jar that I still have. Oh no, yeah, it's there. That mason jar. Yep, I never took it out. And I left it in there with some water for about a few weeks, and actually it had a tomato that was pollinated, and it stayed on, and I transferred it over about maybe 3 weeks after. It started dying some, and I knew it was time to plant it, so I need to get some scissors and cut that. But now it's got 2 tomatoes, and it has some new growth. So I totally recommend that. I mean, it looks amazing, but you can tell this is much more mature plant for the same size as this one. This is, you can tell, a baby. Okay, so over here I have my squash. I have 3 different types. Not types, just 3 plants. I also learned my lesson on these. I had 2 zucchini squash plants in, I believe, a 20-gallon container, and I also overcrowded them. They were producing so well, and then they just died. They died quickly. I think I made a mistake somehow, and now I learned my lesson, keeping this one, trying to keep this one straight. The other one kind of went this way and then went off. You can see from my old videos, and I should have done an update on you know, what turned of it, but I missed that one. And then some of my plants have been getting some of this leaf miner, which I've treated, and I think I took care of it. If it works, then I'll make a video on what I did, because I like to use all natural, organic, non-toxic things in my garden. But you can tell here there's also some leaf miner, but it's dry, so I'm hoping the solution, I used the essential oils, and it's worked so far. So look, they're doing so well, but look at the difference. These are all planted at the same time, but just some minor changes. I don't know what they are yet, and they grow different, but all of these are doing great. So I know, whoops, it's hot. I know that the AC unit is right here, so it's trying to speak close to the camera. I'm going to try to see if I can record some of the rest of the stuff so I can show you what I have. And let's see what else. And maybe I'll just take you on a finishing tour of the rest of my backyard. Okay, here we go. And it's quite sunny. So, yep, these are, I planted these indoors from seed late February. So they're quite old, and I'm really uneducated as how long that these can produce. But all of this down here is new growth. So I might just come over here and just trim all of that and just wait and see what that takes me. I kind of did an experiment here with mint, and obviously it doesn't look really great, and it's flowering, so I think it's just too hot. And these are all different types of tomatoes. They're not really shooting out some blossoms anymore, if that's what you call them, but I do have one. This one doesn't look too healthy. It looks like it's got some heat scorch. We had some really tough winds a couple days ago, and it blew it off, and it just did some damage. These from Lowe's, these tomato cages, they don't do so well in these small pots. Obviously there's not much support in the bottom, so I won't do that again, even though I kind of did over here. I'm using what I have, but lesson learned on that area. Oh, this one. If you go back to my videos, this is the tomato plant. I was utilizing some of the blossom and rot tomatoes from this plant for my birds. They kept eating my tomatoes, so I left them here. As you can tell, I still have some skin from the old tomatoes that they ate, and I'm starting to grow some seedlings here. So those are tomatoes. This is a tomato, that is a tomato, this is a tomato. Look, I had a little friend. This one right here is a tomato, and this is lemon balm that I'm loving. If you put this in a glass of fresh lemonade, it just makes your lemonade so much more better. These two plants, I have a lemon balm and a lime balm. When I bought them, they were pretty scorched, and they all the leaves look like this. If you can see, they have brown ends. I hope you can see. I don't think you can, but look what's happened. Like, I'm actually doing something good. This is, I believe this is gypsum. No, I'm totally mistaken. Don't listen to me. But that's doing well. Real quick, because I have a tag here.